Alright guys, we're about to hike up Hawksbill Mountain, I think, in Shenandoah National Park. It's over 4,000 feet high. It's just a short walk to the summit, and then there's a nice view all around. We're on Skyline Drive, so we're almost at the trailhead now, and we're looking forward to getting to the top and getting good scenery. So I hope you guys enjoy the footage. Alright guys, we're here in Shenandoah National Park, and we're at the Hawksbill trailhead, and we're gonna hike up this red trail here. The sensitive vegetation area, I guess that's because there's alpine vegetation, evergreens, spruces, firs. They're very sensitive to you know, people walking and trampling and so on. So I'm looking forward to this hike. Look at this forest around here. It's really a nice area, a lot of oak trees. You can see all the oaks here. This area is very rich with wildlife, Shenandoah National Park. We got all oaks here, everywhere. Nothing but oaks. You see this big hole in here? Pretty cool. And this is the trail. It's like a backcountry area. It's protected. Now you are allowed to carry concealed weapon on national park land. I have a Virginia concealed carry license, so I'm legally carrying a firearm right now. I'll show you guys what I'm carrying in a sec. There's a lot of oak forest here. It's a really nice oak forest. The trail is all uphill up to the top of the summit, which is over 4,000 feet. And I am carrying concealed right now my .44 Magnum with bear loads. There's a lot of black bears here, so I'll show you guys how I have that set up. It's a very short trail, so I don't have a full kit. I just have my 44 loaded with one speed loader, so it's 12 rounds. 12 rounds of .44 Magnum with hard cast, 305 grain hard cast bullets. This should be more than enough to stop a bear. Alright guys, I'm a little bit winded, but just stop and show you the scenery here. Not far from the trailhead, which is down behind me. I'll show you I'm carrying my 44 here, just right underneath my shirt here. And then on the other side I got my speed loader. I got one, that's all you need here. One speed loader with 305 grain hard cast bear loads. You know, I have 12 shots of these because I got my cylinders full, and I have one of these, so that should be more than enough for any kind of bear I'll encounter here. Probably won't see one, but it's always good to have it as a precaution. So yeah, that's how I carry it on my strong side. That's my favorite way of carrying, especially in the woods. I just like it on the strong side. It's just a natural draw for me. So yeah, in the national park land, you are allowed to carry a firearm as long as it's legal in the state that you're carrying it in, and you have a permit for it. It's perfectly legal. Actually, it wasn't legal up until 2010, when, believe it or not, President Obama at the time, signed a law, a bill that would allow people to carry firearms on National Park Service property. so it's 100% legal now. So it's really good for, you know, self-defense if you're hiking in an area with bears. You know, a lot of national parks have different kinds of bears. You know, black bears, brown bears. So it's really good that they signed that law, so this way people can protect themselves. And if this was a longer hike, I would have my full kit, which would be survival knife and bear spray, and probably another speed loader, so that would give me 18 rounds of 44 Magnum, 305 grain hard cast, pushed to the limits with velocity. And then I would have a survival knife, 6.5-inch blade, which could be my backup weapon, or if I get stranded, I could use that for creating fires and chopping wood, and creating kindling, things like that. And then I would have bear spray as well, which gives me a less than lethal option. So there are a lot of bears here because the bears are protected. They're not hunted here, and it's very secluded, as you can see. So it's just a really area rich with bears. I'm not sure if there's been any bear attacks recently over here, but just a little bit to the south there have been bear attacks in the Smokies and other parts of the southern Appalachians. So alright guys, I'll show you some footage of the trail. It's really steep, check it out. So here's the trail I'm hiking up to the highest point in Shenandoah National Park. It's really steep. I'm in actually really good shape, but it's causing me to breathe heavy. It's basically like straight uphill. I'm here with my fiance, and we're just enjoying, you know, our days off from work, and wanted to head down here to get some fresh air. Interesting thing about this hike is that the vegetation changes as you get higher up. Virginia's a warmer climate, but as you get to the summit here, the tree cover changes to more evergreens and more trees that you would see further north, which is very common. And you know, as you go up in elevation, it gets colder, so the deciduous trees get naturally selected out of the ecosystem, and the spruces and firs, which are, you know, resistant to frost and freezing, and birches, which actually all of them have antifreeze in their sap, so it protects them from getting frozen. It's a really rocky trail here. Here's some of the birch trees that are starting to take over. There's still some oaks, but here's some beautiful oaks here. It's just full of oak trees. It's a really nice area here. Look at these old growth oaks. It's very old trees here. You can see they're like probably at least 100 to 200 year old trees. You know, like this one right here I'm looking at. This one. Alright guys, so we're almost at the top, I think. Basically I just wanted to do a quick reminder about, you know, if you're hiking with a group of people and one of you guys is armed and the other person is not, like in my case I'm with my fiance and she doesn't have a pistol but I do, it's important to make sure that they walk behind you, because if a bear comes out and charges, they're not in the line of fire, you know, because if the bear comes out and charges, there's not much time to reposition and for that person to move out of your way. So you want to make sure that you're leading them and that person is behind you. So this way you can protect them, because this way the bear will charge you and you'll have a clear line of sight and there won't be anybody in the way, so you don't accidentally shoot someone, you know. Oh, there's actually a deer. Oh, look, a buck. Wow, look at that. What? Look at that buck, babe. Look at that buck. He's staring right at us. Look at that. It's a little, looks like a spike. Wow, look at that. He's probably about 30 yards away. And they're just so tame here because nobody hunts them. There's no hunting here. This is a national park. Yeah, that's just a little spike. Looks like he's taking a poop here. We actually just saw a doe not long ago, and it's the end of October, so they're chasing their does now. You can actually hear a barred owl too. I don't know if you guys can hear that. There's the buck. He's just walking right by us. He's not scared at all. He knows that people don't pose a danger here because they can't be hunted, so they're just really comfortable walking around right in front of me. I'm about 25 yards away. So you guys can see how close it is. Oh, there's another deer. Oh, they're running now. They're stampeding. Alright, let's go so I don't scare them. So yeah, basically guys, yeah, when you're hiking and you're armed and you're with your wife or your kids or something, always want to make sure they're behind you and not in front of you and they don't get ahead of you. Same thing with your dog if that's possible, because you know, if there's a situation where they get charged, it may be hard for you to get a shot without accidentally hitting them, so it's best that they stay behind you, so this way you have a nice clear shot. And this buck is just not scared at all. He's just walking around. It's kind of weird. It's kind of strange. Almost, it's kind of scary actually. Never seen a buck be so fearless of people. It's really unusual. It's pretty cool though. Look at this beautiful hardwood oak forest here. We're getting close to the summit. You can see the trees are a little shorter. They're stunted. That's usually a sign that you're getting close to the top of a mountain, is the trees are much shorter and they're stunted because all the tall trees get blown over by wind. As you can see, all the blowdowns there. So, and there's like a little cherry tree. See the cherry tree? It fell over the trail and it's just being supported by a little tree there. It's pretty funny. Hopefully it doesn't fall on anyone, but yeah, a little bit of woodsman knowledge here is usually when you get up towards the top of a hill, you can start to see the trees will get shorter and the big trees will start to be less and less of them because they won't survive the strong wind gusts. Alright guys, we're getting closer to the summit of the highest point in Shenandoah National Park, Hawksbill, and it's really getting pretty scenic up here. You can see we're almost at the top. But another thing for bear defense is that bears are actually really quiet. I'm sure a lot of you guys that watch my channel are hunters or outdoorsmen, but for those who are not, you know, bears are very quiet actually. They can move through the woods without making a ton of noise, unless they're actually running. If they're running full speed, like if they're scared and they're running away from you, you know, then they can really make a ton of noise. They sound like a, you know, like a freight train coming through, just smashing everything in its way. You'll hear like sticks breaking and everything because they just plow through everything. But if they're just like kind of walking through the woods, quite, you know, like doing their normal thing without being scared, they're extremely quiet because they have pads on their feet. You know, their feet and paws are padded, so it, you know, distributes the weight better. You know, unlike a deer has hoofs, so all the weight is in a small surface area, which can make a lot of noise if you're walking in, like, you know, like when deer and they walk through the leaves and stuff, you know, you can hear them. But bears, they're more like people. They have wide paws, you know, and their paws on their hind legs are very long and wide, so it evenly distributes the weight. And they can be really quiet, actually. You won't even hear them until they're really close to you. So anytime I'm hiking in bear country, I'm always looking around. I'm scanning both sides of the trail, you know, within line of sight. I'm looking all around to see any horizontal lines. That's what you look for when you're in the woods and you want to spot a bear or a deer. You know, you always look for horizontal lines, because those horizontal lines are not very common in nature unless it's a blown down tree. And the horizontal line is the back of the deer or the bear. So you always want to, you know, pay attention to your surroundings when you're hiking. You know, don't just look down at the ground. You know, when I'm hiking, I always constantly scanning in front of me, behind me, you know, on both sides of the trail. I'm always looking around. I'm listening to the woods. You know, I'm not just burying my head on the ground and staring at the ground as I'm walking, or, you know, on my phone or distracted by something. I'm extremely alert at all times. You know, anytime you enter into the woods, anything can happen. You know, it's the woods, there's no rules out here. You know, animals don't follow the law. They do whatever they want. If they want to attack you, they will. And, you know, there's no help out here except yourself. You have to help yourself. You have to take your safety into your own hands. So you have to be alert, especially if you're in bear country. You can't just be, you know, moseying through like, you know, you're in Central Park or something. You know, you have to really be alert. And I'm not saying you have to be paranoid and like going crazy, but there should be a certain level of alertness. You know, you should be at like a medium to high level of alertness. You don't want to be too alert. You know, there's a color codes of awareness for you guys who are not familiar with that. There's like 3 or 4 levels of being alert. Typically 3. You have like yellow, orange, and red. You know, the yellow level of alertness is like if you're playing a video game or watching TV, you're focused on one thing, you're not alert at all about what's going on around you. Then there's level 2, or the orange level. You know, that's where you're doing something, but you're still focused on what's around you. And then you have the highest level of alertness, which is when you're just completely, you know, scanning in all directions, extremely, you know, aware. And for most people, it's hard to maintain that high level of alertness at all times, because it'll fatigue you. You'll get, you know, fatigued. And then what'll happen, if you're fatigued, you'll drop back down to the low level, and then you'll be vulnerable to, you know, being surprised. So it's always better to be at a medium level of alertness, you know, rather than constantly at a high level and then burn yourself out and, you know, lose focus. So when I'm in the woods, especially in bear country, I'm like at a medium level. You know, I'm talking to my fiance, I'm recording a YouTube video like now, you know, but I'm also paying attention at the same time. But I'm not, you know, like constantly looking and, you know, like I'm in Fallujah or something, you know. And that having that medium level will keep you fresh, and it'll prevent you from burning out and then reverting back down to the low level. And, you know, staying at the medium level is really the best also, because you can easily go up to the high level. You know, it's just one more step. Versus if you're at the low level, you're totally surprised. But like right now, I'm at the medium level. I can easily just jump right up to the highest level of awareness. You know, if something happens, I hear something, I'm ready to go. I can draw my pistol and face the threat, you know. So, a little rock outcropping here. We're almost at the summit. Alright guys, we made it to the summit. There's a little shelter here. We're at the top of the mountain. Sun is setting. Wow, this is beautiful, babe. Oh my gosh.
Don't go too close.
Yeah, I won't. It's right on the edge here. There's a cliff right here. Yeah, I'm not. This is the almost near the summit here. Actually, the true summit is 50 yards away. And there's actually Skyline Drive over there. There's a scenic overlook. You can see all the stunted trees here from the harsh mountain conditions. We're looking west. That's west, towards West Virginia. It's just incredible up here. That girl's crazy. She's like standing on the edge of the stone. Wow.
Mind your way.
Oh, it's okay.
I want to make sure.
What's happening?
What?
My spirit match freaking me out.
Oh my gosh.
If my granddaughter is here, she'd be doing that, and her father would be with her. Doing it. Oh my god. Oh, my father is jumping.
I'm not going any further. Oh wow, it's a straight drop down here. Definitely don't want to fall from here.
Alright, don't go there.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just gonna get more footage. Oh, the sun is setting down there.
Edit out my voice.
Okay. Alright guys, we're descending down the mountain now. We're going downhill. Hope you guys enjoyed the footage, and I'll bring you guys some more. Thanks for watching.